My name is Rodolfo Soto, and I will be speaking about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. The crucifixion started first with the Persians. The victim was suspended to keep their feet from touching holy ground. The practice spread to other cultures, including the Greeks. Alexander the Great introduced the practice to other cultures, where it was picked up by the Romans. The Romans started using it around the time Jesus was born. The Romans perfected the crucifixion as a punishment. To crucify someone was about killing them in the most horrific way. Anyone who was crucified suffered the maximum amount of pain. Crucifixion also was the most disgraceful form of execution. It was usually reserved for slaves, foreigners, revolutionaries, and vile criminals. Flogging was done before every crucifixion. Flogging was intended to bring a victim to a state just short of death. The whips had iron balls tied a few inches from the end of each leather thong of the whip. Sometimes sharp sheep bones would be tied near the end, and the iron balls will cause deep bruising, while the leather thong will cut into the skin. The sheep bones would haste the process of cutting into the skin. After a few lashes, the skin will be cut through, and the muscles will begin to be cut. Blood loss was considerable, and the pain would put the victim in a state of shock. What was a typical crucifixion like? After flogging, the victim will carry his own cross bar. After the flogging area, from the flogging area inside the city to the crucifixion area outside the city walls. Once the crucifixion area was reached, the victim would be offered a drink of wine as an act of mild painkiller. In Mark chapter 15, verse 23, Scripture says that they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it. The victim will then be nailed to the crossbar. The nails will be driven through the hand. The crossbar will be raised and placed upright posts where the victim's heel will be nailed to the post. Once crucified, a victim lived for a period ranging from a few hours to a few days. How long he lived depended on mostly how severe the flogging was. Specifics of Jesus' crucifixion. Jesus' crucifixion mostly followed the standard procedure, although there were some differences. These differences helped account for the fact that he died a relatively short period of time on the cross. And being in anguish, he prayed most earnestly, and he sweated, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground.